Hi guys, welcome to our 5 Things to Know series. We're going to be starting about Craft Week and making some money making crafts. We're going to do for the next 5 days, we're going to go over different things related to Craft Week. I'm going to show you what we're going to be making for Craft Week. And today's topic is going to be the 5 tools you're going to need. Really, you're going to need a couple more than that, but some of them are just your basic craft tools. And so you'll already have some of these on hand. So let me actually get you a link to post this. If you want some information on Craft Week, I'm putting it in the comments. But we're going to be making this fun sign, and it's double-sided. So there's going to be 2 sizes you can choose from, but this is the one I'm going to be making during the live class. And then you can flip it over, and it's going to be, you're painting it for fall, and then I'm going to be adding like a I'm going to add a vinyl stencil right here with some fall themed sayings. So I just have to decide which one I'm going to do. So the project is 3 separate pieces. You can keep them separate if you want. I attach mine together so it is a porch leaner type size. And then you have the swag. We're going to be making all 6 swags for the all of the parts, and they're I'm using command strips, so they're velcroed on and off. So if you want to store it flat, you totally can. So these things can kind of come off, and you don't have to have them on. So that's what we're going to be doing for Craft Week, this fun side. And then I'm going to sit down for this one though. So we're going to be doing today we're going to talk about the different tools you're going to need for Craft Week, and I'm going to go over what they are. And some of the questions, I'm making a list of questions you guys are asking about Craft Week, and I don't have my whole list together here. So I'll definitely try to remember what they were asking and then give you the answers. So you are going to need a cutting machine. So it doesn't have to be a Cricut, but I generally teach people how to use their Cricut machines. And so the directions are going to be for using Design Space. But as long as you can upload an SVG file into whatever cutting machine you have, whether that's a scan and cut or a silhouette or whatnot, then you can easily make these projects too. So, and if you don't want to, you could easily, if you don't want to do any vinyl, you could just paint your designs by hand too. It's up to you. The workshop costs $10, and it runs October 21st through the 25th. And that for $10, you're going to be getting me live every single night. We're going to go break this into 3 different sections for the ornament pieces, the double-sided ornaments, and we're going to take 2 days to make the swag pieces and then assemble it together. We do have a mini version that is 8 inches, and I forgot to bring the kits. No, they're over there. I might go grab the kits for you guys so you can see what's in a kit. That probably would be helpful too. So, but there's 2 kits available, or you get a supply list in the $10 workshop, and you can start to gather the supplies yourself. We manufacture our wood cutouts, and so you might not find exactly what we have. You could maybe find something similar. I don't know what's out there for these ornament shapes, but you could use like circle rounds for some of it if you wanted to, or if you find some, there's options out there. I don't know what they are, but you guys have options. As for the greenery and the ribbon and the bells and all of that, you guys can find a lot of these supplies here or there, and just mix and match to make your own. We have 2 craft kits just to make your life easy, so it can save you time and effort. And so they come with all the main components for the big craft kit, which I'll show you in a little bit. And that way all you really need is paint, your adhesives, your vinyl, whatever you guys want to do for a stencil or a vinyl, and your transfer tapes and stuff like that. Our mini kit is about 21 inches tall, which would be great for a wreath attachment, a shelf sitter, or something on your mantle type of decoration type size. So that one's much smaller, and that one only comes with wood. And so those are available too. After you check out the $10 workshop, you'll see an offer about, do you want to add on a wood kit? You can choose to or not to then. And if not, you can always find them in our private Facebook group, the information where you can purchase those as well. So the workshop is held in a private Facebook group. I'm going to be going live every day, the 21st through the 25th at 7 p.m. Central. And I am going to be crafting it with you live, every part of it. Sunday, we're going to go live Sunday the 20th in the evening we're going to do a little paint prep. And then we're going to kind of kick off a few things and release some of the SVG files. Hey, Janine. Hello again. We're going to kick off Sunday at 7, where we're going to paint a couple pieces just to get some of the painting out of the way. And that will make it go a little bit faster during the week. So let's go over what tools you need for Craft Week. So like I said, you're going to need some type of cutting machine. This little baby one, the Cricut Joy, I wouldn't suggest trying to do this project with that. If that's the only one you have, we can check with Janine. I don't know if she's still cutting vinyl for people, but sometimes she cuts vinyl for people who don't want to or don't have a machine but still want to participate. I don't pre-cut the vinyl and ship it for you guys. We're busy enough getting kits out the door and prepping for Craft Week. Or if you have a neighbor or somebody who has a Cricut machine and they want to cut some vinyl for you, that is an option too. Or you could just hand paint it as well. So I'm going to be using a Cricut Maker is the one I'm going to be using, but that one is the Explorer. You can do that one as well. It's totally up to you. So you're going to need a cutting machine, whether it's a Silhouette, a Cricut, or whatever. Just as long as you know how to upload an SVG file. I'm going to show you how you can upload an SVG file on a Cricut and do all the instructions with the Cricut. Oh, good. Yes. Janine says she will cut vinyl for people. So if you need help, once you sign up for the class in the Facebook group, maybe you could put a post about that, Janine, in the Facebook group, and people can reach out to you over there. That is definitely a handy service because I know people do want to participate with what we're doing, but they don't always want to have a cutting machine. All right, I'm going to show you we're going to do this. So we need a few different supplies, and it depends whether you're making the small version or the big version. Some people are going to make both. And so we're going to need a cutting mat. And because the big version is 17.5 inches wide, you're going to need the long cutting mat. So this one is 24 inches long. So you're going to need a long cutting mat. And I would suggest doing a short cutting mat too, just in case you want to break up some of your pieces into something shorter. You can do it with a shorter cutting mat. It's going to be more work. But if you want to make the mini version, the 12 by 12 cutting mat is a great size for that. You're going to need some vinyl or stencil vinyl. So for this one, I did the whole Christmas side out of stencils. So I wanted to use the paint colors that I wanted. And so I did it out of stencils and just painted it. That does take longer to paint the whole entire thing. It's not like it takes that long, but compared to how quick and easy it is to add vinyl, it does take a bit longer. So, so I have videos that are pre-recorded that you're going to get before Craft Week, or basically the day before Craft Week starts. We'll start to release the videos and the SVG files. And so you guys can reference those videos at any time, and you get an instruction booklet that'll be released that Sunday as well. And so you guys can reference that and go back and craft at your leisure that way too. But for the live class, so this is stencil vinyl. This is what I used. It's just translucent. And so when you're cutting it, if you've not done stenciling before, it's very easy to do. You can kind of see where you're placing it on your project. And so that's nice to be able to figure that out. I'm just for the live class, going to be using regular vinyl. This is just a piece of white vinyl with a wax paper backing. This happens to be my favorite vinyl because I find it cuts really well. But you can also find lots of other vinyls out there that cut great too. So it just is your preference on supplies. So you are going to need transfer tape. And when I think for how much yardage you're going to need, I would say just be on the safe side. I would get at least 6 yards if you're going to do stencil material. And then depending on what parts you're going to paint white, let me show you what parts I did white, what parts I did color. I need to go pick out my vinyl for the project, but like that is stencil. So I needed a yard for making this one. This one you can break up into smaller bits. And you probably don't need a yard for this one because the green and the dots and all of these can be placed separately. But the problem is they're 17.5 inches long. So you still need, I don't know, at least I would get a yard in case there's any mess ups. And then depending on what you want to do for the dots, you're going to need at least a yard as well for this. This is like a light blue I just did, and I just painted different tones for that. But for the live class, I'm going to go pick out some coordinating vinyl, and so that's what I'm going to use. So just make sure you have a decent amount on hand, just in case you mess up, or just in case it's not cutting correctly, or who knows what. But things can happen. For the back of the sign, I'm going to show you how easy it is to paint pumpkins, and so you're going to need a decent paintbrush. And I don't mean fancy, just let me find one. Let me dry one off because I was painting it and I can show you. So just like, I don't know which this is just from Hobby Lobby. So like an inch, 3/4 of an inch, something like that to do at this size and a much smaller size. Sorry, I've got my paintbrushes soaking. So like these two type sizes would be great for the pumpkin side. I do have a list on the supply list of the colors I used. If you want the specific colors, I need to post that still in our private Facebook group. And then you're going to need a few extra other tools. So we've got our cutting mats, we've got our vinyl, and we got our transfer tape. Those are the most important parts. We're going to need weeding tools. And so this is just like a weeding tool. You can get weeding tools at like the Dollar Tree or something like that. You can get them anywhere. You might want an X-Acto knife. I've got some disposable paint brushes. I'm using a scraper tool. I'm going to be using wire cutters to cut some of the greenery down. And I'm missing a few things. Let me look at my list. A Velcro or adhesive. If you want to make these pieces where you could take them off so you don't see them when you flip it over, you can do Velcro, or you could do command strips or something like that. Or you could just glue them on if you want to as well. That's up to you how you want to store it and do that. Paint, you're going to need a decent amount of paint for this. Glitter, I used a Mod Podge and glitter when I was painting some of the leaves. A couple of the leaves come with glitter on them, but we paint them and add glitter to it. So I ended up using like this copper kind of color glitter and an orange glitter. And so I just added, and I added it to the flower too. We watercolored this flower and then we added a little bit of glitter using the finer paintbrush. So you're going to need Mod Podge, and you're going to need glitter. All right, what else are we needing? Let me look at my list. Oh, strong glue. Okay, so I glued mine together, which I'm going to show you how to glue it together live during class. So I wanted to try Gorilla Glue. Has an epoxy. It says it sets in 5 minutes. I kind of found it set faster than that. So you totally have to be ready when you're ready to glue it, to literally be ready to glue it. And then I had some heavy pieces of wood that I just sat on top, so it had pressure where it was gluing the pieces of wood together. So that worked out. So I would still recommend anything heavy to like weigh down the side, like the 2 pieces of wood until your glue is solid. But the epoxy did set really well. You do need to make sure you're doing really strong adhesive. So I would try some type of glitter glue, or oh, Rita, I'll go back to that in just a second. Not glitter glue, Gorilla Glue, or whatever your strong adhesive is. I know you can probably do it with wood glue too. The thing is, it's just, this is a 1/4 inch thick. It's kind of delicate. It's not like it has anything to support it on each, like to hold it up, because I wanted to make it double-sided. So what you can do for that is just making sure you're having strong glue. I used, Valerie, I used the Gorilla Glue, the epoxy Gorilla Glue. Like you just have to, it's 2 tubes and you have to squeeze them at the same time into like a container and stir it. And it gets warm because of the chemical reaction, but it sets in 5 minutes. And if you guys know me, you know I'm impatient. And so I thought 5 minutes, I want to try that. And it worked great. The only issue is I was a little worried about getting it on me. Like it does, I think no, it doesn't come with gloves. It just comes with a stir stick. And then they just say, if you read the directions, you can take off the plastic packaging and stir the glue epoxy stuff in the plastic lid, which I did. It's just that you have to be ready to go with that. And then I think I came up with a better way to do it when we do it live during Craft Week. And so that one did say it's great for outside. A lot of the Gorilla Glues and E6000 glues and even wood glues do say there are versions that are good for the outside. This one just says internal use, but they have a green one, which I think is, I think it is outside one. So, okay, Rita, I was saying about the vinyl. So this one, I did the whole entire side, the Christmas side, out of stencils. It takes longer because you have to paint it all versus if you were just going to do, a vinyl. For the live class, I'm going to show how to do vinyl, but I did all the videos using stencils. So if you want to watch me make it using stencils, the awesome thing about stencils is you can custom color it whatever you want. Something that totally matches your decor or whatever, because you have a choice of paint. And so then if you're going to use vinyl, you are subject to what colors you can find. And so there are many colors of vinyl, but when I find some dusty colors like that, like a dusty blue or like this kind of tealy green, I might not. So, oh, Janine says, Ultimate Waterproof Exterior Titebond 3. Is that the green label, Janine? Yeah. So basically, like I kind of have been taking my sign in and out of the house. Like if I'm going to be gone for like a whole entire day or a weekend or whatever, I'll bring it inside just to make sure. But mine is on a covered porch. And so I don't even have mine sealed and nothing's happened to it. So, oh, it's the green bottle. Okay, perfect. I'm trying to remember some of the questions that you guys have been asking. I'm going live every day for the next 5 days, so I'll get a better list of questions tomorrow of what you guys have been asking about for Craft Week. One is definitely, do you have to have a Cricut machine? No, you just have to have a cutting machine that you can cut, that you know how to use. I only teach how to use the Cricut machine. So if you have another machine, I cannot help you too much, but I can tell you that a lot of the software, once you have it loaded, is the same exact steps. And so you can just easily follow along. We have many crafters who have other machines that craft along with us. You just need to be able to upload an SVG file because I don't know how to use your machine software, but I can tell you how to do that with Cricut. We're going to take everything from the very beginning and we're going to make all of this live. And you have the pre-recorded video so you can go back in and reference at any time. The other questions were about supplies. Where do you find the supply list? Once you pay the $10 for the workshop, you'll get an email in a couple minutes or a minute or two after you sign up, and then that will have the information about the supply list. But the most important part is to join the Facebook group, because once you join the Facebook group, that's where you can get all the information easily in one place. Like your supply list, the schedule of events, what are we doing each day, those kind of things. You can find all of that in the Facebook group. And on top of it, Janine is one of our awesome craft ambassadors. She's going to be in there hopefully, and so is Judy, although I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I just assume you were going to be there. They're generally in all of our groups answering questions and helping you guys. So they're available for some quick answers. Plus, the community is awesome. So if you have a question or you want to show somebody, is this right or whatnot, that they could totally help you with that with feedback. Oh, Janine's going to be there too. Rita, I'll go check after the fact. I have been very busy the last couple of days. and I will go see where we're at on getting people admitted. But if not, I can fix all that this afternoon for sure. They were asking also about where are the live classes going to be. They're going to be inside the Facebook group. I may have a private YouTube. I don't know. It's just trickier when you're adding more tech on top of more tech. And I know we're streaming right now to YouTube and my main Facebook page. So I'm guessing we can totally do it. But in the past, we've totally had it just in the Facebook group. So I'll have to talk to Jess and see if she can get that set up for us. If you guys want to watch on YouTube instead of Facebook. Janine, have you noticed what are other questions that people are asking? I know there was a whole list and I didn't bring it with me upstairs. But generally I'm walking you through all of the steps. And especially if you guys have a Cricut machine sitting in the box still or sitting on the shelf collecting dust, I have been there and was frustrated too. That's kind of what helped me pivot in my business. I used to make SVG files and printables and had 3 kids' travel journals. And so that's what I kind of did, more graphic design stuff in the past. And then I started getting questions years ago about what do you do with an SVG file? And so that kind of pivoted me to, well, what do you mean? What do you do? You can do lots of things with SVG files. And then that is going to be where I come in and kind of just show you, here's some inspiration. And then you guys can make it your own, or you could do it exactly like I do it. Yeah, Janine's saying one of the questions is, when is the SVGs going to be available? Well, they'll be released on October 20th in the morning. That's a Sunday. And so that night at 7 p.m., we're going to do a paint party thing and go over a few notes and then answer some questions and then make sure you guys can get into your library. Also, once you purchase anything from Print Cut Craft that has a lesson attached to it, you are automatically admitted to our library. So if you go to printcutcraft.net, there's a little library button at the top. And so you guys can click it and then log in. You'll be getting once you sign up for something, you'll be getting an email showing you how to log in and what your password is and stuff like that. Also, yes, Janine's saying the other questions are the pricing of the kits. Let me grab the kits so you can kind of see what they are. Let me clear this off. But these are all the basic tools that you definitely are going to need to make your life easy, a large cutting mat. Let me grab the kit pieces. Here's part of it. I dropped some ribbon. Let me grab the little one. All right, let me change my camera and I can show you what it is. So, my paper plates. Hot. Okay, so what we're going to get for if you want to do a mini version, this is what you're getting. A couple rounds and then this ornament shape and then the ornament toppers, the pumpkin side toppers, and then these we're going to use to attach our greenery to and go from there. So then that's the small one. It'll be around 21 inches tall. That one only comes with wood only. The big one comes with everything. So you're going to need, you'll still need your vinyl or adhesives and paint and all of that, but it's coming with all the main components. So this one's coming with the same pieces, like an ornament shape and 2 rounds, and then all the wood bits you're going to need to make this. And then all the greenery to make 3 different swags for the Christmas side, and all the greenery to make 3 different swags for the fall side. So this big one is $72 with shipping, and then this little one is $27, which includes the shipping. So those we're starting to pack right now and going to ship starting Monday. So Rita says, I also tried finding our projects. Rita, do you mean for the club? The ornaments and the signs. What do you mean, Janine? Oh, well, it's because like basically I'm taking these 3 different shapes. Maybe this is what people are asking. I'm taking these 3 different shapes and we're attaching it. We're going to attach them together, and that's what make up the whole big sign. You could, if you choose, just to keep everything separate, if you want to just do a Christmas side. It's just that if you don't attach them, the pumpkin side is not going to look like a real pumpkin, especially if you're using all rounds or whatever. So basically we're going to have this, and then we're going to have our greenery. We're going to have our greenery attached to this. And so then you'll have your design on your round. And so we're going to attach it together, and that's how we're going to make our little sign. I think that's what you're asking. So then, and Rita, if you're talking about like, oh, hang on. The projects for the club and the subscription box, those aren't released yet. Generally, I try to get them done by the 5th. I'm going to try to get it done by tomorrow. But we have we have to get out of the house for a little while and do a couple things. So I don't know if that'll happen or not. But everything's going to be released for the club and the subscription box by Monday. And then we moved the live club class and the live subscription box class to the very end of the month. So you guys have time to go gather any supplies or whatever that you're going to need. So I'm just running a little late trying to get those out the door. All right. We're going to be back tomorrow for another 5 things series. And I think I don't know what the topic is tomorrow. I got to go look it up. I think it's 5 things you need to know about Craft Week. And so it's going to be a really fun event. I hope you join us. Let me post a link if you guys didn't get the link. You guys can, you have a couple weeks to start gathering your supplies and figuring out if you want to get a kit or not. Or just search your house. You guys, I'm sure you guys have lots of craft bits here or there that you guys can use. So you just decide on that. It's totally up to you. But I'm just going to sit here and teach you live for 5 days. And we're having some fun little things that are going to be happening each night. We're going to be giving away some prizes. We're having a grand prize. In fact, we're having 2. We're releasing a new little workshop that if you already are in our club, you're going to be getting included in your membership. Sherry, tomorrow, they're all going to be at 3 p.m. Central. Yeah, so that's when they're going to be. But otherwise, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 3, and we will chat more about all things about crafting, Craft Week, and making some money crafting. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.